Because he literally was like, "Oh yeah, I never hear anything about that." I was like, "Yeah, you ain't hit that age yet."
Nah. Yeah, your reality stars are.
I immediately regretted that
still
shit.
in their 20s.
That was. Because it's never done that before, especially with this phone. Yeah. This is like
that's the good.
This is like my Big Bertha right here. Like this phone right here, she ain't never let me down, except for one time, but it wasn't when we were recording. Well, the digitizer went out where the screen went out, but that's because she's older. Like she just needed a tune up. But as far as recording, never let me down. This motherfucker has let me down.
Well, he does.
This motherfucker I don't trust.
He does have a cracked corner.
I know. But I took him into the store and they were like, there's nothing wrong with him. I'm like, no, there's something wrong with this motherfucker. You know, when you take your kid in and you're like, yo, there's something wrong with this motherfucker. And they're like, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's like, look at him. Look at what he doing.
Look,
he ain't supposed to be doing that.
Wait 5 seconds. He about to do it. He about to do it. He about to make that connection. You tell me this is normal?
That was still one of my favorites. That was one of my favorite skits. That era of Mad TV. Yeah. That era, though, like I love season 1, I love season 2, but like right around season 3 and 4 was like the sweet spot for me. I mean, although I love Orlando Jones just in general, but it seemed like the writing got better in certain areas. I don't think it was because he wasn't there. Like I don't know anything about it. I actually was just really sad he wasn't there. Like
was he on Mad TV? I thought he was. I thought he was in Living Color.
Orlando Jones? No.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Orlando Jones is Mad TV.
He was Mad TV.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say like I loved a lot of the work. I mean, God, so many cast members on that show were so good, and I think they were. I think they should have gotten more work, but that's just me. Especially Phil Lamar, because his UPS guy was he killed me every time. That killed me.
Phil Lamar is the reason I want to do voice acting.
Fuck yeah,
he's
so good.
Yeah, man. When I started hearing him on certain stuff when I was a kid, I don't think he was on Gargoyles, but like I used to love Gargoyles and the different voices I would hear there. That I would hear on like Star Trek and stuff like that. And I was like, wait, you could voice the cartoons? Yeah. Oh man. That was the moment that I fell in love with acting. Yeah. When I found out you didn't have to be in front of the camera to do it.
I got a crazy story for you.
What's up?
So one of my very first like favorite Saturday morning cartoon shows. I don't know if I've actually ever told this story. Do you remember Eek the Cat?
Eek the Cat?
Eek
E-E-K, right?
E-E-K, yeah. The cat. Yeah. Yeah, the purple cat that's like always getting into some fucking shenanigans and whatnot. So I loved that cartoon show forever.
Really?
It was one of my favorite cartoons. Okay. I would watch that on a Saturday morning, and then I'd flip it over to like Bucky O'Hare, and then I'd flip it over to like Rocko's Modern Life or some shit.
Rocko's Modern Life.
And I love so many of those weird zany shows, and I also like the little sci-fi element that was in there. So years and years and years later, we're talking like now God, I think it was 2014, 15 maybe. I'm working at Starbucks. And I'm I'm sweeping up something over in our little lobby area, and I hear some guys talking about Eek the Cat. And I'm like, hey, that's Eek the Cat. And this guy looks at me, he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's Eek the Cat. He's like, you know that show? I'm like, yeah, it was like one of my favorite cartoons. I love that show. It was like the funniest thing in the world. It was so zany and awesome and wonderful. Like, I don't know how, I don't even know if it'd ever be on air today. Like, it was like Ren and Stimpy time.
Yeah.
Like the things that Ren and Stimpy were showing, I'm like, I don't know how
it's probably on YouTube now.
Probably.
Eek the Cat.
So
I'm gonna look while you tell this story.
So a day goes by later. I'm off for like a day, and I get back in the next. And my coworker hits me up, and he's like, "Hey, Kyle,
on YouTube.
Bam, there it is.
It's on YouTube.
Hey, it's like, hey Kyle, two guys came in here the other day and they were asking about you. They really wanted you. They said, here, take this card. And I was like, really? Okay. Who are they? They're like, well, they said they were producers. I was like, oh shit. I mean, I'm just out of school like 5-6 years ago. Like, I'm like, let's fucking go then. All right, let's go. And it turns out I booked my very first pilot. It was the creator of Eek the Cat. Wow. That I said that to because I heard him talking about it. It was the creator of Eek the Cat. He pulled me in to the production office, which was next door to my store at Starbucks. They were talking about looking for a character that would fit the bill of like a really zany news reporter. They saw me. They were like, just the interaction they had with me. They were like, this kid's perfect. Bring him in for an audition. I got the card. I made the call. I got the audition. I booked the role. I shot the pilot. And to my knowledge, it's still on the shelf to this day.
Oh man,
yeah, that was my that was my very first pilot that I ever shot, and it was through creator and my dear love of Eek the Cat.
That's awesome.
I thought it was.
I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome story. It's an awesome experience. But, you know, excuse me. I do. Yeah, you want a better ending. But that's so Hollywood, man.
I mean, that's
such a Hollywood thing. It's such a Hollywood thing.
I had an absolute blast. In fact, if nothing else, if like for the rest of my life, if it always ended up on the shelf, I would work with those guys like a million times because it was such a fun experience.
That's cool.
It's so much fun.
Before I ask this question,
do it.
I got to get my
make sure it's on.
My OCD out of the way.
Yep.
Yes.
I ain't touching it.
I know, brother. I know.
It's squared out.
Yeah. So we actually recorded like a whole hour,
or
2 hour knowledge. We recorded a whole hour. But we'll get to that in a second. No, that's really fucking awesome. I remember when I was young, like I said, voice acting was the thing. Mad TV was also the thing that made me want to move to LA. Like, just Mad TV, hearing these different actors also do voice acting. So, a lot of that shit's really cool. And then you move to LA and you never know who you're going to meet. And I just remember our homie EJ had invited us to this gallery thing. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, I'm going to be DJing there. And we're like, all right, cool. And we go in and it's one of the artists from Samurai Jack. And we're just in there and he's like telling us all these stories about Samurai Jack and about certain people from Samurai Jack. Okay. it was just really fucking cool, man. To have those moments where you're just you're among people that, you think you want to be peers with at a certain point. Mm-hmm. And then you come to LA and you never know when you're going to be in a room with them. Like you said, like next thing you know, mm-hmm. someone who co-created your favorite thing is like right there in front of you, but they don't want you to know that because it's going to change the entire interaction.
It might,
it might have. No, it definitely will. It definitely will, because even if you're being normal, you're not being normal. You're being your version of normal while trying to be normal.
I'm trying to be normal. I'm not being authentically myself. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's a cool moment, man. I know for me, my Hollywood moment has been meeting Deborah Wilson. And
you talk about that, yes.
Yeah. And just because it was such an authentic moment, because when I literally was coming back to work off of my break. So for me, I go home because I live so close to my job. I live upstairs from my job. I'm just like, I'm sitting on my couch watching like Rick and Morty or some shit. And then I go downstairs and then one of the voice actors from Rick and Morty is there.
Right there.
You know what I mean? So like I come back to work and I immediately am like, because I see one of these guys that I know and he's like a like swing dancing kind of dude, older dude. And he's dancing with someone. I'm like, that's Deborah Wilson. And I was just like, he's dancing with Deborah Wilson. I was like, I wonder if he knows that. But I'm pretty sure he does because he's also an artist. Mm. So to me, I'm like, he's got to know that's Deborah Wilson. he's got to be dancing his heart out right now. Dancing his little heart out. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen him since then. Maybe he had a heart attack afterwards.
Oh, I'm joking. Yeah. Oh, shit.
But that got dark. But I think he would approve of that joke. If you've seen his art, is it's like space something, but she's like a voluptuous woman.
Sure.
And there's nudity, so
Amazing.
He would approve of that joke. So would Deborah. Anyway, but for me, I wasn't being performative. Like, she came up to order from me, and I was like, I'm just gonna take your order the same way I always do. I am being a little performative while asking the question, because I'm like, dude, I know who you are. And I normally don't get starstruck. And I've said before, like, some of the celebrities that I've met and like don't even fucking recognize them because I don't fucking care. I gotta work. But this person I've already recognized. So now it's the same as when a cop is behind you. It's like,
normal, drive cool.
Normal. So I'm like, hey, I'm trying to be normal. And then she kind of gave me an opening. And I didn't even take the opening in a sense of like, oh my God, I love your work. I was just like, hey, you know what? I just want to let you know, you're one of the people who fucking inspired me to move to LA and get into showbiz. Like, I've always appreciated your work and the way that you've always adapted. Yeah. It's just always been really cool to me, man. I was watching Mad TV back in the day and watching you like play so many different characters, and like now you play all these different characters. I was like, I fucking love it. And she was like, thank you. But I stood upon the shoulders of giants, and I was just like, all right, now I'm starstruck, because she immediately shifted it over into, you know, not like, hey, no, it's not about me.
Yeah.
Even though you're trying to make it about me.
Yeah.
But thanks for not fully making it about me.
A very selfless gesture.
Yeah. She was like, thanks for not making it about me, but letting me know you respect my work. And she's like, but I got into this game for the same reason you did, because I respect the work. And she started naming off the different actors that had inspired her. She's like, I stood up on the shoulders of giants, and these people are the ones who inspired me. So thank you for that, for you to tell me that I inspired you and you are creating, then that means that my art has been for something, you know? And it was as simple as that. And I was just like, well, speaking of my art, here it is. Here's my show. If you could just listen to it, and, you know, that's it. Just listen to it. And, you know, if you have any pointers, let us know. And she was like, well, why haven't I been on this?
Even better.
And I was like, well, and I literally said, well, we just met. Like, it's like at that point, I'm not performing anymore, because I'm being natural, because she brought me back. She was like, okay, let's go. And it's just amazing how some people can do that for you and can inspire you through a screen or through their voice and then through their action, which is why I've always said, when people tell you to choose better, when people say choose your heroes wisely, I always say choose better heroes. Because to me, if you choose the right person, not to follow, but to be inspired by, then you never have to worry about finding out something about them later that then could damage what you thought about them before. Which brings us to our topic, even though we've been rambling for a minute. The Bachelorette was recently canceled. And I would say I definitely knew nothing about this person before hearing about the cancellation. Or not the cancellation, actually. I was seeing the commercials for it, which is very funny, because I haven't, even though we've already talked for an hour before this, I didn't tell you this before. When I said this to my brother earlier, he's 10 years younger, my bro, and I was like, oh, we're going to talk about the Bachelorette and abusive relationships. We're not going to talk about abusive relationships here, per se. We'll do that in the next video. But speaking about the Bachelorette specifically, he was like, wait, what happened with that? And it was one of those moments where I finally felt like, I finally know something he doesn't.
You don't.
But then I immediately realized, I was like, nah, because this motherfucker's in our age group as far as like the Bachelorette. So that's why I know. That's why I saw the advertisements, man. Because I'm old. And because he literally was like, "Oh yeah, I never hear anything about that." I was like, "Yeah, you ain't hit that age yet."
Nah. Yeah, your reality stars are
I immediately regretted that
still
shit.
in their 20s.
I was like, now he's in his 30s, but it just the Bachelorette,
Right.
the Bachelor hasn't hit him yet. Like that's more late 30s. He's early 30s.
You need to be born in the early 90s to be hopping on that train.
Yeah, to even care about it.
Yeah.
I remember I met a production accountant on The Bachelor my first couple months living out here, and he was just like, "Yeah, it's just a job."
I just do this.
He's like, "I don't care that it's on TV. It's just a job. They give me a budget, and I make things fit within the budget. The show sucks."
Wow.
Yeah, he was just like, he was from Chicago. He was just like, the show sucks. I don't fucking care about it. And that's how I felt too. But I would see the, you know what? I touched my mic and I'm scared now.
We're going to check.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we good. We good.
Let's start with this.
Yeah. Yeah. This will be our transition back.
Cheers, player. Ooh, busker.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, he was just like, it's just a job. And it's just a show. And that's exactly how I felt about The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Golden Bachelor, Silver Bachelor, Platinum Bachelor. I don't fucking care. I've never cared about watching those shows. I'm not a reality TV person. But I did see the advertisements for it. And I was like, okay, cool. They're letting a woman do it. That's how I felt. Then all of a sudden I heard they're not letting a woman do it.
Put that fist down.
Okay. Cool. Why not?
Why ain't they doing that?
Oh, she beat on her husband. My Lord. It was one of those. Like, what? What is going on?
Yeah.
When did this just happen? She just beat on her husband. Why was she just on The Bachelorette? How did that turnaround happen so fast? And then they're like, oh no, this was in 2023. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait,
so
then too?
Wait a minute. So this incident happened in 2023. They have video of it. Did it just come out? No, it didn't just come out. So we all knew about this and then still booked The Bachelorette and filmed it and had them in seclusion waiting until the end of it and all this other stuff and put millions of dollars in it. But you knew about this incident. So for me...
On top of that, let's also not forget, too, that she also was involved in, I want to say, at least 2 other reality shows.
That's what I'm saying.
During the investigation, which is still ongoing. So, I mean, we aren't privy to the details of the case. It's ongoing.
And it's not my business.
And it's not most importantly, it's none of our business. But the chief flag components still need to, I believe, still need to be talked about as we have decided to make our show about, your show about, this show about.
Dude, you're good, man.
Whatever. Which is about domestic violence, and domestic abuse, and because she's engaged in this, it brings up. I mean, I'm looking at today.com, and today says like. The Taylor Frankie Paul and the Dakota Mortensen react to the controversy. I'm going to put this out here. For me, for something to be controversial, you've got to have 2 sides that are saying, I'm right, no, I'm right, boom, we have a fight, there's controversy. For me, I don't see how anyone can stick up that what he did is right, what she did is right.
Right.
This is abuse. When we were talking about this an hour ago, I wanted to hit really hard on this. Like, abuse is abuse, and no abuse is okay.
Right.
At all.
Exactly.
Full stop.
Yeah.
No abuse is okay. And this is where I get a little perturbed because there's a lot of like comment section umbrellaing off in like, but it happened because of this little detail, so therefore it's okay.
It's always what about?
Yeah.
What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Yeah.
Like they're talking about it right here in this article about how it was reactive abuse to him, putting her through all sorts of different like emotional abuse and different psychological tactics and manipulation. Again, I bring it back to my original point. Reactive abuse I mean, listen, this is not a situation where like you could fight fire with fire and it's okay. I mean, two wrongs still make a wrong. It's not two wrongs make it right.
Right.
And I don't that's when I'm just like, I really want to believe in humanity to step up and do the right thing, but I ain't seeing it.
Yeah, it's just not where we are right now. It's just not where we are right now. And again, we are not trying to cast judgment on anyone involved in this. We're just talking about it in general, like not casting any judgment on her, him. Just like you said, no abuse is okay.
Yeah.
Like
period.
Abuse is abuse, and no abuse is okay. And that's why I focus more right now for this situation, talking about the Bachelorette and talking about domestic violence of any kind, which is any violence that happens at home, which I would feel is a pretty good enough blanket term to say on a podcast. You know, I'm not a professor on it, and I'm not trying to act as though I'm any kind of expert on anything. It's just, you know, we've all been through something, and we've all been informed through our experiences. So I am only speaking through that, and I'm not trying to speak for women, men, or children anywhere. It feels like a long disclaimer, but you got to say that these days. I mean, I also want to make sure that people understand where I'm coming from specifically, which is where I feel, I'm not trying to speak for you, but I feel when I listen to what you're saying, which is no abuse is okay. Well, then we need to stop letting companies profit on abuse.
Yes.
You know, for the sake of this conversation within the Bachelorette, and we can talk more on abuse as a whole, because I want to try to separate that from this, because in this instance, because we weren't there.
No.
And nor do we profess to be there or know a lot of the details about it to that extent to be able to even talk about that, because that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about what happened between them.
No.
We're talking about abuse as a whole. And I would like to focus on it from the lens of profiting off of it, because I feel that when you excuse it for the sake of getting the bag, it reinforces to other people who value money more than people that abuse is okay. If money and property are more valuable because I own them, if they're more valuable to me than your feelings are, then however I abuse you is okay, as long as I make enough money to pay you whatever it takes to pay you to not care that I did this to you. And, you know, we need to in my opinion, we need to focus more on the cause and not the symptom. You know, like how we as two men can't talk about abuse as a whole because there's not a woman in the room to talk about abuse from a woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we have forms of abuse that a woman would have that we could never understand. So therefore, we can't talk about all abuse.
No.
We can just talk about abuse from a male perspective, which is all we're doing.
Yeah. Right.
So,
I just hit the mic again. You got to check.
Oh man, let me go check this shit.
I just hit it by accident. I hit it by accident.
We gonna keep checking this motherfucker. We don't give a fuck. I can hit transitions.
Jeez, yeah.
Yo, my transition game is fucking
it's on
smooth as fuck.
point.
Although people don't like those words these days. Anyway, I'm just saying, we weren't there, and again, we're not taking any sides, but we're also just speaking on this from our point of view. Mm-hmm. For me, I find fault the most with the normalization of abuse.
Yes.
The normalization of domestic abuse.
Yep. Because
it doesn't even get enforced anymore, really, especially if you have money or status. Especially if you can't prove it because someone is very good at making sure that it's hidden. Like, if someone's better at warfare than you are,
yeah,
you can't prove the abuse happened to you. So it's just there's all of these different things and taxes that go into it. You know,
I agree.
It can be difficult.
I agree.
It can be very difficult.
To piggyback onto that, like I've noticed too that a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of distrust in the system. You know, like, okay, let's say I do speak up, because I mean, I think I was reading. I made a note here. I looked it up on the LA County website. Like, nearly 50 to 70% of the time, cases those are only the cases that are getting reported.
Yeah,
like there are so many cases that are being unreported that would throw numbers in so many different directions.
Yeah.
And I mean, those cases are going in terms of, you know, they're going unreported for several different reasons. I know I did it again. I didn't mean to. I was in the middle of a point and I did it again by accident.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Anyway, what I have here in my notes. There it is. Okay. Cases go unreported for several different reasons, and I could just speak from my own experience in having, you know, been abused in a relationship, that people don't report for reasons such as fear.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to come forward. I didn't know how people were going to look at me. I didn't know how people were going to talk to me. I didn't know how my family was going to feel. I didn't know how, like, friends and everything were going to say it. Because, like, here's the thing. When you start talking about it with friends, very, very quickly do things devolve into a tribalism. Like, I'm on this team, I'm on that team, and that's that.
Yeah, everyone has to pick their teams.
And that always comes down to me, in my mind, as I kind of sit, you know, thinking about it in hindsight, like, it comes down to, let's call it an event. An event happens and there's three sides to it. There's your side, there's their side, and there's the truth. And very rarely are all of those sides the exact same thing. It's almost never. And when it comes to that tribalism mentality, people are like, well, I'm going to fight tooth and nail for this side. I'm going to fight tooth and nail for this side. I don't ever find that anybody fights for the truth. They say they do. They think they want that.
People fight for their truth.
Yes. That's been my experience too. So that comes to the issues of fear that I was saying. The other one is law enforcement, distrust in law enforcement. I know I definitely didn't come forward because I was like, I'm a guy. I instantly just believe that if I come forward and say, hey, I'm experiencing this kind of abuse in my relationship right now, either one, they're gonna be like, fucking suck it up, you're a guy. You know, walk it off, kid.
Yeah.
You know, there's no crying in baseball. Or two, you're a guy, doesn't matter, clap in irons. You're in handcuffs. That's that. The fuck? What?
Yeah, you only get two options.
Yeah, or the other one is, and this is, I think, the biggest one that I've been so worried about ever saying anything to the likes of it is, I'm worried about my partner coming back and being a part of my life again, and I don't want that.
You're worried about what?
My ex-wife coming back and being a part of my life again, in some form or other. Like, I can't believe you said anything about me. I didn't say nothing about you.
Yeah.
At all.
Nothing specific.
But that's
nothing specific.
That's always been a general worry of mine. So to see that's validated by, you know, just, you know, my briefest of like Google searches here on LAcounty.gov.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that always fascinated me when it comes to God, I had to take a pause here for a second because that sentence was about to be wild. But domestic abuse as a whole is the willingness for those closest to you to not accept it, but accept your inability to do anything to defend yourself from it. A lot of times, like, abuse is recognized at a certain point, but that's where I said earlier about the normalization of abuse. Like, well, you don't come forward because who's gonna have your back,
right?
Who's gonna have your back at all? And that's from any realm of it. If you're told as a as a young man, walk it off, get over it, especially if you end up being abused as a young man. And it's just like, oh, deal with it. Like,
okay,
fuck you mean deal with it?
Yeah, how?
You're not the one dealing with it. That's not easy.
Oh, I should get over it for your comfort.
Get over it,
okay.
man. Like that's not how that works.
Yeah.
You know, like there is no walk it off from abuse. There isn't. I don't care. There's not a walk it off. There is a moment where if you are lucky enough to get away from the person, you are able to process it, but there is no walk it off when it comes to abuse. And it comes in so many different forms. And there are a lot of people who are the products of abuse. And because of that, produce abuse as well.
Yep.
And therefore create more products of abuse.
What were you saying earlier? Hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think one of us said earlier about that, like there's also the percentage of people. Wireless mic. I was literally talking. I don't know if I caught it, but there's a percentage of people that are the victims of abuse who will definitely not report it, but will then abuse others as a result of the abuse that they incurred. And that is definitely hurting people. And there's a lot of people who will not get the help that they need and will not process the hurt that has happened to them.
Yep.
And therefore will continue to create hurt within others and not even those are the people who are considered monsters, where it's like, oh, you have no conscience. Like, how could you do this to others? Oh, there's a part of you that's just walled off because of what happened to you that you never processed. Mm-hmm. And it may not even be that, but it could be that. And yet we don't seem to acknowledge either one exist. It's just like abuse sprouts up like a weed in your lawn. And it's like, no, it came from somewhere.
Yeah.
You can trace it.
Yeah.
We could do something about it.
Yeah.
We could stop it, but we keep allowing it because in this case, ABC said, well, this incident happened while they were on another TV show and they got ratings. They made money off of it. So if we make them the star of this season, we're going to make money because everyone knows and no one cares.
Right.
And that's the problem when you assume, you ass. We didn't know. And then someone reminded us, and then you scrap the show because now you look stupid. But it's like, you would have looked stupid either way. Not because we're saying she did or didn't do anything, because again, we weren't there. But what I'm saying is, you said that abuse was okay. Whether it was male, female, we're not even going to get into that right now because that's too much to unpack for this. I'm just saying when it came to the bag, ABC put the bag ahead of everything because they saw the numbers of what happened before. They were like, oh no, we can make money off of this if we make it this and do this. And if we, but you're excusing it because they excused it.
Yeah.
Well, we got to stop excusing it. Like you said, abuse is abuse and no abuse is okay.
I had a thought. This just hit me. We were talking a second ago about, I'm an old man. I'm from a different generation. So I guess that does become a thing. Like, is it now in this day and age in 2026 are we becoming not only just more aware of abuse, the differences in abuse, the kinds of difference abuse, and deciding to stand up now and say, this is not okay, we will take action. Because if you think about it, back in the 90s, I mean, this just popped in my brain. Like, I mean, we used to watch fights on The Real World, for example. And
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. And the show must go on. And we cheered. And we were like,
it was the show. It wasn't that the show must go on. We watched. It's the NASCAR effect.
Yeah.
You don't watch NASCAR for the race. You watch it for the crash.
So I guess the question is, I mean, like, yes, I mean, maybe we could argue that, like, okay, well, some of these original reality shows were like very scripted. Very not. I mean, I know some of these people are fucked up beyond belief. I'm sure that they'd probably think the same in my life, whatever. But the point is that, like, why was it? I'm not even going to call it socially acceptable because, again, it's abuse and no abuse is okay. But it was something that was sold to us. We watched it. We tuned in every week. But now this story comes out about The Bachelorette, and we say, enough's enough. It's done. It's canceled. Like, is it because of cancel culture?
It's not because of cancel culture, because cancel culture wasn't started for the reasons that people think it is. Like, cancel culture was started a different way, and then it got turned, and then they didn't like that. Cancel culture is... Never mind, I can't say that on camera. Actually,
you can
actually, I'll say it. I can cut it out. Cancel culture is the N-word because it was started for the wrong reasons, and then when the people who it was created against took it back.
I thought thug was the new N-word. Was that the new N-word? Which I think is bullshit that we even have to, like, have this sort of delineation, but... Did I go? You're cutting this out, so it's okay.
I don't think I'm cutting it out now because this is one of those moments where, like, the black side of Threads and the white side of Threads comes together because I didn't even know Thug was at that point yet.
No, dude.
I know it used to be, but what I'm saying...
That was like...
I know it used to be, but, like, it feels like they're calling it a bunch of other things.
Man, they said some...
Because I remember when it was Urban.
Urban was the...
And then Urban Outfitters came out, and I was like, ain't no niggas in there.
Are you?
I was like, what?
Another cultural...
You're taking the word back all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Now urban is your word. Okay, cool. All right.
Well, you know what's
cool.
You know what's really interesting right now is that it sounds like they're trying to do it again because this new affordable housing they're trying to build up in the Valley area, they're calling it the projects. Yeah.
The way...
We doing it again.
You know what? You know what I find funny? I find funny that, especially here living in California, you find out how words don't have the same meaning anymore the way that white women use it.
I'm sorry. Explain more.
Because I have been hearing the word ghetto used about white people in such a degree. It's like, it's unfathomable for me. I'm being serious because last night it got to a point where I heard a white boy say it. And you know how I know he didn't mean ghetto as black? Because he was talking about Phoenix and the area he told me about. Ain't no black people out there. I know ain't no black people out there.
Okay.
He told me the exact area. Ain't no black people there. Ain't no Mexican people there. It's just white people there.
Poor ass white people, I'm assuming, right? No.
When he told me that, I was like, they make ghetto whites now? What? Oh, boy, that shit hit me like a ton of bricks yesterday.
I thought we could, I mean, and I don't know. I thought we were just poor. I mean, I grew up in a section of Georgia that was
I'm not making this
like,
up.
It wasn't like the Beverly Hills of the South by any means, but why can't we just...
It was just funny because he was talking to Jay, and Jay has never... And you know how Jay can get people to talk? And Jay got him mad comfortable, bro. Jay even said, like, yo, okay, Jay's Mexican. Jay even said, because white boy said something. And Jay said, it's okay, man. I'm sorry your Confederacy didn't go as planned.
Oh, God. Oh, buddy.
No, he said, I'm sorry your Confederacy didn't work out. That's what he said. I'm sorry your Confederacy didn't work out.
You know, I will have to say about the Confederacy, in the day and age where people are talking about second place trophies, can we talk about the Confederacy being like the ultimate second place trophy?
Bro, there was only 2 teams.
Yeah.
Yo,
that's
wait a minute. How
made.
is it that this side is the side that's against participation trophies, yet the Confederate flag is your emblem?
I mean, we got some wackos out there, bro.
It's literally your participation trophy. It's your thank you for trying. Speaking of the Bachelorette and ABC, thank you for trying. They tried to sneak that past us, and I'm just saying,
we said no.
Stop bullshitting with us, bro. Like, if we say abuse is abuse and abuse is not okay, stop telling us it's okay for ratings. What they don't understand is that ratings bump for the whatever clickable moment that they're trying to excuse for money.
Yeah.
That bump is only so that people go see it to know what it is.
Yeah.
And to comment on it. Those are the 2 things. That doesn't make it good. They never invest in anything good. They just invest in what gives them a little bit of money in the shortest amount of time. They're not giving us anything that's supposed to be making us better. They're not giving us anything to where there are less abuse cases. They're giving us a product that just says abuse is okay. Yeah. Especially if a woman does it to a man. Yeah. But then you immediately get men who have been abused by women saying, wait, no, it happened to me, which then gets abusive men latching onto that saying, see, I told you it could. And then that's
the redirecting.
It literally keeps going. It's a snake eating its fucking tail, bro.
Yeah.
But it's because we keep allowing it through our media. We keep saying it's okay, and it's not. I feel like that's what we've been saying more than anything else, is that abuse is not okay, especially if you're trying to profit off of it. And we need to stop, like, allowing this, because when you allow it, you glorify it. If you don't consistently let someone know that something is not okay to do, eventually enough people think it's okay to do, and now we got Nazis.
Full circle, that one.
Cool.
Big swing.
Anything else on The Bachelorette?
Actually, I'm good. I mean,
about abuse. You want to switch over to the next video to talk about abuse as a whole?
Actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's I ain't got nothing more on
Tune into the next one. Yeah, we're done with The Bachelorette. Just like ABC, when it became less profitable.